sisters, hold hands and bow your head. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the purchase of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar. that is willing to sacrifice for you. If you have somebody that's willing to stand up for you, if you have a leader in your life, somebody that's willing to sacrifice and bleed for you, and sometimes put your needs in front of theirs, and sometimes even in front of their families, you're blessed. But here's the kicker. If you are one of those, that are talking about these individuals that you have in your life, if you are one of those that's holding these individuals back, if you are one of those that are not supporting, because one of the things we don't do in our community is support leadership. Why? Because we've been taught the way that American live. We all are working individuals. Black folks, we are the only ones that believe that because white folks understand 100% that they're still on the backs of their ancestors. That's why they have those monuments in Washington, D.C. That's why they have those colleges, and you know those colleges, those dams are named, or Buffalo House, or they're named after their ancestors. Black folks, we need to start recognizing and standing on the shoulder of our ancestors and really get into what real leadership is about. So now, we're on the line. Introduction to the left. Chaiti Dawnz. Let's go ahead, man. Oh, no, you gotta talk up because for some reason I got people out there and let's go over the camera. But hey, man, you pulled the one. Okay. You see? And you isn't that you want to talk about. Let's go down to that. Let's start with this and get your notes. You got everything right. You got the words right. What we do? Let's go.
We're going to spend this next decade putting, the plan together because of y'all, my loved ones, they did me. And they did a good job. I couldn't have planned it better myself. Murder, imprisonment, separation from my children. Shit was real. It was all that. However, I'm not bitter. See, a leader shares information. And now I want you to share yours. I'm going to put you with the charge. Because I got bones to pick with, let me say, 1 million of y'all. And if you think that I am going to just smile and shuck and jive and turn the other cheek, you got another thing coming. As I go across this globe, in this world, I'm not going to, just, turn the other cheek. I got bones. First, let's talk about bones, my bones. Belief, order, neglect, environment, and survival. Your beliefs, the order of things, the neglect, our environment, and our survival. The people that I pray for are my family, my daily struggle, living with my past, dealing with my present, and hoping for my future. My life was revealed to me when I was a child, and I was sent reminders every year of my life as I continue to grow. I wasn't told exactly how things were going to happen. No. I was told, however, whatever is going to happen, that I will not die until my task is done. According to my parents, I have no history because they have never sat me down and taught me my history, which is their history. Not only am I suffering, but my siblings feel the pain of not knowing the full circle of their existence. Now my siblings and I have children, and the question is, will this pain and suffering of not knowing your family continue? At my present, I find myself physically challenged. I'm able to perform certain functions due to physical limitations. Since I was not always like this, I must learn how to depend on my mind, and I think very deeply, and my environment. My mind tells me not to trust anyone. My circumstances say that I have to rely on anyone, who can help. Since my life was spared and I continue to live, I need help. Help with my day-to-day, help with my family, help with my society, and help with my children. I have here one of my family members, Shakur. He's a future leader tomorrow, and he is putting together something powerful that's going to take us to 2099. Or you got the mic.
How you guys doing? Once again, my name's Shakur. I'm the youngest one in the room. Keep it straight.
Yeah, by a long shot for
and I got a bar to hold up. I gotta represent what the people ahead of me been doing and keep it going. So that's what my motive is.
So you push it for you're supporting a legacy.
Yes, supporting a legacy. That's like the simplest terms. I could put that in right there. Yeah.
How did you get your mind for a young person? How is your mind state set? How did your mindset get set? As far as
that's a story. It started with just my mother and my father. I mean, my mother had a good reputation here already. Just doing hair, good person. People look up to her as a leader already. And she was really spoken highly of. And my father, as well, was already spoken highly of. But the thing with my father was, he was deaf. So he didn't speak to people. He showed his leadership by action and by doing. By building houses. Like, he was a beast. He did everything. And also my mother, who just had, like, I don't even know, like, that charisma to talk to people and let people listen to them, and that very loving spirit that my mom has. So I take that in, and I've been watching, bringing that into myself. I've been aware. My mom been telling me that I've been special, and she told me when I was little that I was going to make her a better woman. And
you remember that?
I don't remember that. She's been telling me that ever since, like, again and again. She tells me that till this day when I call her up, and she just be telling me how proud I am. I mean, that just relieves me as well on what I got to do, because I already know the road I'm taking right here is going to be a hard one, but I'm not afraid of it because I'm going to keep on doing it. And another thing that had me like just keep on pushing is looking at different environments. Cause I was born here in Columbus, Ohio. I left here 10 years ago to move to Arizona, changing the whole atmosphere and where I lived in. Then again, I was young and I didn't know really what was bad and what was good when I was living in Columbus. So when I got there, I've matured a lot more. I graduated from Arizona. I made friends there, white, black, Mexican, more Mexican than white there.
Native American.
And Native Americans as well, a whole lot of them. That was real cool. I've learned a lot from them. I've been involved in what their activities were. I've learned, and I take that in with myself as well. That also sculpted me and keeping my mind straight and what's needed. So I've been building up of like, I don't even know how to say it. Right now I'm just talking off my head.
Hold on. You mentioned all these experiences and you used the word sculpt.
Yes.
And I'm interested in why did you pick that word sculpt? Because I know at this point in time that's something you're working with. So explain to the people the process of sculpting. First off, let them know about your art, but then also let them know what goes into sculpting something. I mean, because because that's a word that a lot of people might not be familiar with, or they might have just heard it. But there's a lot more to it. There's a science to it. So you saying you were sculpted, which means somebody set you in a position, and now you're moving in that position, right?
Yeah.
So go on, explain your science, man.
Oh man, yeah, it started when I was like, I don't even know, like 5 years old. I was handed like some clay putty that my mom gave me, and she just set it down in front of me. Then again, I had a lot of toys, but that clay just clicked with me. I just messed with it. I sculpted a whole bunch of stuff, and I had no teachings on how to be taught how to sculpt. So I've been doing it since I was young. And my mom had me sit down because she was a entrepreneur, so she had me sit down and sell my art pieces. This time I was around like 8, had like my little table sitting in front of her little shop, and then I would sell my little sculpt clays. They were like miniatures, like from anything from my imagination that I wanted to reveal. And I took that even farther by making my own toys, by sculpting what I sought out and what I liked and my desires. And the science, it built up on me on the clay part, and I see it now that I'm like out here talking to people. I look at this creativity and like how I look at myself and I can create something with my hands. And as I understand that even more, I'm looking, well, why can't I create something like a collective of groups of people who also has the understanding of sculpting. I mean, not sculpting, but creating. Because that's what I got from sculpting, is creating. And I want to create something great. I want to change something great. I want to reveal something that hasn't been seen before. So that's another motive that I have, just that clicks with me, sculpting. And I've been doing it. I stopped for a little bit because I was back in Arizona, and I went through my high school years. I really didn't sculpt nothing. But then after I graduate, I worked at 2 other places. I didn't like it. Probably just because how much I've been around my mother, and she's been getting her own money by doing her own thing and not being told how to do it. And I think that rubbed off on me in some kind of way. So
Would you consider that a blessing or a curse?
I consider that a blessing because it opened up my mind to understand people and to actually want to go out and get out of my shell and be like not held down on how to do things.
How to be free.
Yeah, how to be free.
Your mom is one of the freest people I know.
Yeah, I remember.
How long did y'all live in Atlanta?
I don't remember ever like staying down anywhere. Like
Right.
we
she
just
would jump up and she would start a shop somewhere and then move somewhere. Being that entrepreneurial spirit, and how can I put it? How has having the entrepreneurial spirit assisted you in your young life?
yeah, it's just me. Man, I gotta get in my head. Thinking here. How that assist me?
Stay long, stay wrong.
I can't even. I have my answer, but I don't know how to put it in words. Like, it made me happier. It didn't I wasn't sad or anything. Like, it made me understand to get back up, keep on doing what I want to do. It made me find myself, understand other people, connect with other people, and not just be stuck in your ways, because that's not how you grow. Just like I've learned, I'm taking it back to where my understanding is a kid learns by looking at other people and what they do, and they grow from off that. But set in mind that they still have their own head and their own mind to go off of. So I'm saying they could take something that they learned and then create it into something even bigger. So it's like stepping stones to growing bigger and better as a human race that we need to do to just keep on getting bigger. And that's what I want to do.
So,
and I want to share that with everybody else.
It kind of took some of the...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you... What does being free feel like?
It feels like there's no walls. It feels like there's no limitations. I mean, am I saying that right? Limitations?
Yeah.
Right. I feel like there's no limitations. There is no end point, no ceilings. You can just keep on going. Whatever you think in your head, whatever ideas, is no reason for it to become true. Someone who invented saying that, oh, that's impossible, or you can't do that, is false, completely false. Because people from I don't even know, 80 years will probably think of a cell phone was ridiculous. It could not exist. But I mean, look at us now. We over here playing on our cell phones it's a toy, it's easy. And just from thinking off of that, there's no limitations on what we can achieve. I'm talking about we can probably go so high up that we just jumping from planet to planet as a vacation to just go somewhere else.
They say, no limit.
Yep, just like that.
It's coming. They're having discussions. Now, tell us a little bit about some of the artist collectives that you've been forming or working with here.
Coming December 16th.
December 16th, yeah. On myself, I'm working with a big project myself I'm putting together that I want to show on December 16th on my social media and everything else. Man, I don't have the social media that I want to put it on yet, but it's coming together. But it's going to be December 16th, so I'm going to get that out there to you guys somehow, some way, because I don't believe in the people that I've collected is young artists who has the same goals as me, but they do not have the same my intentions as me, which I find is great, because they might see something that I missed, or might grab to something that I can't grab, because they came from different areas and what the kind of artists I want to grab is from people from different lives, and they want to they have their own angles to come through and connect to other people in their way.
What are some of the mediums?
The mediums is we got a drawer, a photographer, we got MCs, abundance of those. We got abundance of drawers and everything else. We got poetry. We got welding. Wood carving. There's a whole bunch. I can't even get off the list right now. But anything that, and growing. I want to say that, and growing, because I'm always looking for people with different medias, because it's just fantastic, because I don't want our audience to just be one certain people. I want it to be all of it, of all races, all everything, everybody's taste involved in one.
What is, from a young perspective, how important, first off, what do you consider media? Second,
wait, can you repeat that? Oh, my bad.
first one, what do you, because you use the word media.
Media is their crafts. What substance do you use to make something beautiful out of? Important it is that somebody, how important, man, I'm trying to put that in words. Stay focused. Okay.
Mind if I help you out a little bit?
Yes, please help me.
All right, first introduce yourself.
I'm Chaka, and I'm here amongst these fellas, this wisdom, young and
Mature,
seasoned, all that.
I love it.
All that. The seasoning up in here. But it's communication. At its best, media is the communication. And the way that we see media now is far different. Like you said, 80 years ago, it was 30 years ago, 25 years ago.
I had a bag of phones.
Yeah. We used to get up and have to turn the channel. The phone, we couldn't get if it didn't have a cord, if it had a cord on it. Yeah, it's the evolution of media has changed, and it's communication, whether it's with the art,
Right.
whether it's with the words, whether it's with your actions. It goes to that communication.
One of the key pieces he dropped that I like, he said that now, I got Miss Chaka on the mic. Girl, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get back to Chaiti Dawnz, because whatever.
You keep saying Chaiti Dawnz.
You
They ain't
told
ready.
me Chaiti
They're not
Dawnz.
ready to see Chaiti Dawnz yet.
Okay, all right.
They still afraid of Haiti.
Okay. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But, Ms. Chaka, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we're going to move it. We're going to keep it moving.
Well, I am an educator. I'm a healer. I'm a mentor. And I try to consider myself, and I try to make sure that I influence this world and this community around me in a way where peace is exhibited. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. I am with the stars and with the moon, made of the same. And that pretty much sums it up. I mean, that's me. And this is something I don't normally do. I'm not, I try to be reflective in my daily practice, and I don't always do this description thing,
Well, I mean, because it kind of confines you.
Yeah.
So, what brought you here today?
So, my brethren here, we've been knowing each other since childhood. He's at Eastmore High School. We went to stay together, and I would say that we've been rooting for each other all along. And I got the invitation to come, and here I am.
Sold up, we sitting here at the Whitehall Library.
So since the theme has been leadership, I can roll with that. And when I think about leadership, I think about leaders nurturing, molding other leaders. It's just not one leader, but a leader nurtures and creates other leaders. And in my field of work, like I said, I'm an educator. I'm beginning to see my former students come into leadership, doing things that just make me it makes me proud that I was able to touch those people. So when I think about leadership, I think about building other people up and creating more leaders. Because one leader ain't enough. We need a whole bunch of them. And we need to be like Chaiti Dawnz. And I teased and I said, you got a whole bunch of names, brethren. But it's all good because I got me quite a few too. Got me quite a few names as well. But leadership is that rooting. I'm a root for you, and I want to see you win. And I'm going to build you up. And if you go ahead and take it to another level that I couldn't take it to, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. That's exactly what I needed from you. So, that's what we have to do. And it goes back to the legacy that your mom built for you. And it goes back to that ancestry that we talked about. We are where we are because they did what they did. And everything we do today makes a difference to my children, my children's children, and so on and so forth.
Community falling under two different, several types of spells. Clinton didn't win. Number one, felt weight lifted off my shoulder when the great pump. Hillary Clinton would have lulled us to feeding our babies to the machine. He's just gonna feed our babies to the machine, so we fusion there, and that's what I appreciate. So we're waiting for Messiah, whether it's a black Messiah or a white Messiah to come save us. The other one is we got a whole leg where we don't need leaders. The whole piece is when we look at how we are designed as a community, in community and in social situations, leadership is necessary. Now, leadership may come from different places, but leadership is necessary. So we can't act like we are the rugged individuals, because the rugged individuals is what's getting us destroyed. So you have somebody that may step up and may say, question I have, what message are we sending to those young people like Shakur? Because we know the bottom line is this: if you are an effective black leader, you are going to become an enemy. You're going to become an enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
You're going to become an enemy. I have a question. Name a black leader that has sacrificed their life.
Martin Luther King.
All right, Martin Luther King. At least as far as from us. Now we know they got others. As far as from us, how are they doing?
I tell you real quick. I got my brother from another mother right here, Mr. Josh Calderon.
Hey, how you doing?
All right,
the
how you
Bottoms Up Coffee Shop on West Broad Street. Where's it at?
doing? It's 1069 West Broad Street.
It's a co-op, right?
Correct. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it's they have a co-working space in the back that they lease out to people in the community, and then they use money from that for
Bottoms. It's called a rum.
Who's you?
Becky.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's him.
I know your mom.
I like her.
Hey.
I love her.
You got to, huh?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
I appreciate it. Love you more. And come buy you some coffee. He also does woodwork. He's very, he's very influential in the community. And what they're doing for the children is unbelievable. And his mentorship is incomparable. I could go on. That's another segment. But I know you gotta go. Thank you.
Love it.
Here.
Peace.
How's your family?
Honestly, I've only known about Martin Luther King, but not his family.
A lot of people don't know about his family.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? About the struggles they're going through.
Yeah.
The question is, when somebody does step up as a leader, or step up and do their social responsibility, what happens?
Yeah.
We have a horrible track record of taking care of our. I personally had to watch one of my elders. I call it the Black Revolutionary Retirement. What I'm trying to make is we have this rugged individual say, I don't need leadership. Like with artists. It's hard for artists to actually survive in our community. We don't support the art because we don't see the value in it. We don't see the value in leadership, value in an individual that has the ability to pull people together. You know what I'm saying? That's not an easy task. And the sacrifices that they make, you know what I'm saying? You really need to get you ready for that. That's going to be part individuals that will say they with you, but backbite you, steal from you, hurt you, try to embarrass you, but you got to be willing to rise. Back to Miss Chaka. Y'all, hey, now,
Queendom come. Queendom come.
So, you say that you are an educator.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why did you become an educator?
I'll say that as I'm learning is never ending for me. It's one of those things that I got real early. Like I understood that there's always an opportunity to learn, and I don't never want to stop. I'll tell you that I wasn't the best student, not because I wasn't capable, but because I wasn't nurtured the way that I felt like I should. I had some teachers that did nurture me.
Oftentimes,
Yes.
people that are good at something,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, are not good at the thing that they're able to teach other people to do.
Yeah.
You saw Michael Jordan was cold on the court, but as far as coaching, he probably sucked.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is, that leadership, because you got to feel where your students are so that you know where to move. Now, are you in the education system as we speak?
Yes, I am in the education system.
What are some of the issues as a teacher that you deal with that you would like people to know about?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a teacher, and I am the opportunity to influence others in my job. So the students, God bless them, and I miss them so much. I haven't been in the classroom with them.
So you've been teaching teachers?
I've been teaching teachers. Go back to that empathy, that love, feeding what we want to grow. Because if I feed what you messing up with, what you doing wrong, that's gonna grow. If I'm always feeding what I'm seeing you shining doing, like you could shine the thing, it's going to grow, and so will you. So that's one of the things I would say that's a part of the movement that I'm a part of, is creating a culture and an environment where our kids are going to be successful.
Culture. How important is
it's everything. It means everything. If I don't feel safe emotionally, physically, and I'm not afraid to take a risk, I'm not going to thrive.
Now, back to the teaching. A lot of teachers don't feel safe.
They don't.
How does that affect the education?
It is. It trickles down. And, teachers are so scared to make mistakes. They're so scared to make a mistake. And when they do, they try to hide it and put it up under the rug.
This is where, going back to this is where leadership comes in, right? Leader is supposed to be able to create find a group of individuals, when you make a mistake and they're trying to hide it, they're not really ready to face it, you have not a problem with that individual. You have an issue.
Bam.
Now, you having those issues over there. I'm having issues where I'm at. We know they're having these issues all over the world. You are, in a sense, a master teacher because you teach. What do teachers need to push our children to the next level?
They need a safe. As teachers have been attacked. That goes back to being afraid to make a mistake. I think that when teachers have that, and we need to be vested. Like we have teachers that live in Newark,
right,
Pickerington. They don't have the investment here with the kids in which they touch. Does that mean that they're not any good? No, but it's different when I'm sending mine in the city limits.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you can trust your peers to teach your children, that's so powerful.
Oh, yeah. Now, have you ever experienced working in the school and a teacher has a student in their family that is of that age, but they send them somewhere else?
Yes. I got friends that do it. I see it all the time.
Now, as far as the vested piece, how, from a teacher's perspective, how is the testing affecting our kids? Well, one, affecting the teachers and affecting our kids. We got this whole testing culture that has come in the last 20 years. How do you feel about it as an educator?
I mean, let me tell you, I had to take my educator's test. Mm-hmm. One of them I had to take 4 times. The other one I had to take 5 times. It's a filter. It's a straining mechanism. Certain people in, or to allow for certain people to come in. Exactly what it is.
So
it determines who's successful and who's not successful.
So if it's filtering, because this is the issue. We have a filtering mechanism in our public schools that's filtering out know they're successful because they've seen the test scores. Talking about the test that a teacher has to give.
And I'll tell you what, it's not just about test scores, it's about suspension.
I'm a suspension guy.
Yeah. It's about those suspensions. It's about that pipeline, that the school to prison pipeline. It goes back to it's so much bigger than school. It's our community.
It's beyond.
It's beyond that.
It's beyond the community.
Yes.
We have a national problem.
Yes.
Like, for example, the whole bully epidemic. People be. Bottom line is, we live in a country of bullies. We live in a country that was built upon bullies, and they're still bullying people all over the world.
All the time.
All the time. You know what I'm saying? And the psychology of America is a bully. I dealt with bullies my whole life. For example, you have America going against communist countries, suppose. Got little Cuba. We'll beat the hell up out of Cuba. The communist countries, how dare they be communists? We'll kick the hell out of them because they little. They got, the army is little, boom, boom, boom. We'll beat them up. But what happened when we deal with the communists of China? We want to sell them cars. Why? Because they can't be bullied like you could bully a Cuban. Now, let's go down to the school. Our kids are enacting behaviors that they see and pick up from us.
Yes.
They see it on TV. They might not be able to, like you said a couple of times, I can't put it into the words. You might not be, but you see the image. You know what I'm saying? They see cowboy movies. They know what happened. They see what happened with slavery. Slavery was slavery. Slavery was bullying. Beyond bullying.
Yeah.
Well, actually, bullying taken to a whole level. What happened to the Native Americans? Bullying. What's happening to the Native Americans now? Bullying. What's happening in our communities? Bullying. So all of a sudden now we got an epidemic of bullying, and how are we supposed to be able to deal with that in the school when it's an integral part of our culture? That gets back. That culture is just not the culture of the school or the education system. We have the culture that we're living in that's bleeding in to everything that we do. So as a teacher, how do you shield your kids from that? How do you shield the teachers that you're working with from that? So that we can get our children to be successful.
I'll tell you, it's a task. It's a big charge.
Is it Herculean or is it an easy task?
It's one of them Hercules tasks, for real. And I just think that shift in culture is really. It doesn't just happen in the class. I see it happening where there's principals bullying all the teachers in the building. You know what I mean? You'll see it happening where then it goes from the top down.
Right.
It's trickle down.
Oh, I wanted to say something. Perhaps, I don't know if there's an answer or not, but from what I'm understanding, taking in, like, understanding the bad and the good, and to changing something that's bad and use it for your disposal. Like, I got this topic and I'm thinking about, like, yin and yang. So, like, how when there's light, there's darkness.
Yes.
So, but they can work together. Well, not work together. Well,
they have to.
Yeah, they have to work together.
One thing is without the other, according to the duality that you're speaking of.
Yeah. So when I took that, I'm thinking how we can, like, better, like, help the kids and, like, their schooling is by helping one another, by saying the people that are bad, like saying somebody who came out of a rough spot, like an elder who's already been, like, down in the dumps, but have, like, influence on, like, the young kids on doing bad already, by coming to the school and volunteering their not the resources, but their time and efforts to build off helping the school on making it stronger. So there is no outside what's the word? Attention? I'm trying to find
influence.
Like influence, yeah. Outside influence to, like, look at it and say, oh, well, I gotta do that. But if it's like, if the people, the elders who's already, like, involved in that and already had influence but do want to make something better, by they can use their ideas, their resources, their influence, putting it back into school and teaching them how to do it. And then that's just a cycle of them just coming back right into it. So, I mean, that's my understanding on it.
And you know, that realness and wrestling with that conversation of saying, you know, this is the yin and this is the yang. Let's wrestle with it.
One of the issues I think we may be having, can't say what something is. We live in a culture where we have to mask our language. You point out the bad behaviors, because by not pointing out the bad behaviors, you, in a sense, allow them to exist. Deal with it in the way that it needs to be dealt. This is not acceptable. Boom. No, well, there's levels of acceptability. You know, you can't really say that. You know, because, for example, and you probably ran into this as a teacher, and you probably ran into this as a young person. You have a young person act out, and will come and say,
What?
you're lying. But you can't say, hey, you know what? You're lying. We need to stop this meeting until you are able to be honest with us up in here, right? You mean to tell me that these students in here have more influence on your children? I ain't even talking middle school. I ain't talking middle school. Now, if my child went to school, like when they tell me, raise your hand and start talking. You gonna raise your hand? But if I'm not
believe it, because I cuss a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I don't cuss a little bit.
I cuss a little bit.
But when my daughter do it, I'm not in denial.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times because we're in denial and we can't paint something for what it is, we are at a detriment as educators because I can't get you to address the issues if you are able and allow and support it and acting like they don't exist.
I think that it goes back to wrestling with it. Like, okay, this is the problem, and these are the behaviors that are continuously occurring. It's just not in school. It's behaviors. It's any relationship, friendships, marriages, parents, cousins. Any type of relationship. It requires for you to be able to point some shit out and make the necessary adjustments. You may not be, and the thing about it is we can't adjust nobody else but ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it comes down to. How can I adjust to make this situation a little bit better? Because I can't control you.
Mm.
Only person I can control is me.
Mm.
Oh my goodness! You had my hand raised. You see me? I was struggling. I mean, I'm the Tin Man over here. Come on, man. Okay, look. Okay,